How's it hanging, YouTube? This is King of Feral Imps, and I sort of need something up, so I'm updating DoDoDo's, of course with the new support from World Superstars that I have not yet implemented into the deck, so I'm just going to go ahead and update that right now. I actually really like this deck, and it's a fun one, but I've been working around with this one and playing a bit more with it, and this is what I have so far, so yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So first for monsters is 3 of the DoDoDo Witch. Now this is sort of the main one. Her effect is that when she is normal summoned, you can go ahead and special summon 1 DoDoDo from your hand, but it has to be either face up in attack position or face down defense position. So that just helps with either your Xyz plays or with your, of course, the DoDoDo Swordsman later, setting him face down and then being able to get his effect off with that. So this is sort of the main one, sort of the one that you'll want to have in your hand and be able to search out and everything. And pretty much the combo with that is the other level 4 of DoDoDo Driver. Now, Driver is just pretty much a level 4 beater, but it also has the effect that if it's special summoned by the effect of a DoDoDo, twice per turn you can target DoDoDos and increase the level by 1 or decrease by 1. So effectively, use Witch, summon Driver, you can make them both level 3 or both level 5. So it's very useful for that. So essentially this opens up your other rank plays. The next monster is 2 DoDoDo Busters. Now I may even cut this one down to 1. His effect is that if you control no monsters and your opponent does, you can special summon this as a level 4. An additional effect that if it's tribute summon, you can special summon a DoDoDo from your graveyard. And so there's a combo that if you normal summon him, you can special Driver and make Driver level 6 with his own effect. So that's a rank 6 play. But however, I don't feel that that helps so much. It's mostly just here for the effect that you can get an extra level 4 on the field. And it's more DoDoDo fodder. Like I said, I may cut this down to 1. And then the last DoDoDo is 2 DoDoDo Swordsman. Now, he's got an interesting effect. It's when he's flip summoned, flip face up on the field. It's a weird worded attack. Basically, you flip summon him, he has 3,500 attack, and if it's face down and flip face up, you destroy 2 cards on the field. So depending on how that effect is, if he's face down, attacked into, flip face up, destroy 2 cards, or if you manual flip summon him, then destroy 2 cards and he gains 3,500 attack. So mostly you're going to be using Witch to get that effect off. So it's very useful. It's a huge beater and everything. I was playing 3, but I cut it down to 2. But I still kind of want to play sort of a high count, of course, as fodder. And then the last monster is 3 Heroic Challenger Assault Halberd. Now this one's very useful. It's got a similar effect to Buster, that if you control no monster, you basically Cyber Dragon him. But he's also got the neat effect that he inflicts piercing battle damage, and that when he does, he can replace himself with another copy. So that's very useful. This one is just so much more useful, helpful for the deck. And it gives it a bit more speed. And that's all for monsters. Next for spells, just staple stuff, being a Soul Charge, a Book of Moon. Book of Moon helps deal with things and can also help you re-flip Swordsman, stuff like that. And then 3 Mystical Space Typhoons just for the help and everything. These are basic ones. Now is all stuff for drawing and consistency, that being Pot of Duality. Now, even though this deck does have some special summon power and some Xyz power, I find that you really need consistency. I found that this deck was very inconsistent in its draws. I guess it could be to the low monster count, but really I just wanted to increase the consistency, so I'm using 3 Pot Dualities. You do play a lot of traps to protect yourself from just a normal summon, and could do some things with it. And then 3 Upstart Goblin, like I said, for the consistency, since everything is warrior. 3 Reinforcement of the Army, since it's at 3, so you can go ahead and search out your Assault Halberd, your DoDoDo Witch, or your DoDoDo Driver. And yeah, and then the last card, which is exclusive to this archetype, it's DoDoDo Draw. Now, this one's very interesting. Its effect is that, of course, you can only activate once per turn, but you can send 1 DoDoDo monster, either you control or from your hand to the graveyard, to then draw 2 cards. So that's not only like discarding cards, all your DoDoDo monsters. That's why we're playing sort of, I guess, extra copies of Buster and Swordsman. But not only from your hand, but also you control. So oftentimes you can spit out like 3 level 4 monsters to the field. you can go ahead and use to exceed summon, and if one's a DoDoDo, you can ditch it to draw 2 more cards, so that's very helpful. And I actually really like this card. It's got some neat artwork, and let me just point out that in this artwork specifically, like, well, in her original one, DoDoDo Witch doesn't seem anything too fancy, but like in this artwork, she looks cute. Like, yeah, just wanted to put that out there. And then that's all for spells. Mostly stuff to keep it consistent and to keep you drawing. Now for the traps, just basic stuff: a Solemn Warning, Bottomless Trap Hole, Compulsory Evacuation Device, Vanity's Emptiness, and the Ring of Destruction, just your basic sort of removal / prevention, all the 1-ofs. And then additional stuff is 1 Burst Rebirth. Only 1 of these because you do have to pay a hefty 2,000 life point price, but it's very useful because, you know, you target 1 monster in your graveyard. It's going to be DoDoDo Swordsman most of the time, and special summon it face down. Now it's great to activate this during your opponent's end phase and then bring out Swordsman face down, and on your turn flip summon him, destroy 2 cards on the field, and he gains 3,500 attack. Very, very good. So this sort of help is one way to bring him out. And then for additional traps, just 2 Battle Guard Howling, which I'm still trying out. It's kind of a fun thing. It's got a lot of crazy effects, but imagine Breakthrough Skill combined with Compulsory Evacuation Device combined with Magical Cylinder, but only for warriors. Basically, a warrior type monster you control is targeted by a card effect or for an attack. You activate this, you negate that attack or effect, bounce the card back to the hand, and you burn them for like that much damage if it was a monster. Or no, sorry, not that. Oh, yeah, it's a little different. Sorry, it's worded a little differently, but that's basically it. So yeah, you do negate. Sorry, it's only for monster stuff, not all card effects. But this takes care of your opponent's monsters, compulse them back to the hand, and burns your opponent for that damage. So it's very useful. And then last trap, just 2 Call of the Haunted, just some extra power. I do want to switch up the traps, maybe add a bit more. But really, with the monster count and the spells, it has to be this way to keep it all consistent. And that's all for the main deck. Now for the extra deck, I'm not exactly going to say play anything specific because I really don't have that much of a completed extra deck, but I will say this: it helps to play warrior monsters because of the Battle Guard Howling. Where is it, that thing? Battle Guard Howling, because this can protect your Xyz monsters as well, like your heroic champions and everything. Definitely play that one guy from World Superstars. I forget the name, I think it was number 84, but that one, it can be pretty much unstoppable if you can get it with enough materials. But it's very useful. And then of course, like I said, you can play anywhere from rank 3 to rank 6 monsters, and that's a huge range. So really, with this deck, it's very unique because the extra deck is completely up to you. So yeah, I guess that's all. So anyway, that has been it for this updated DoDoDo deck profile. Of course, it's not that popular of a deck, or not the best deck, but it's a fun and interesting deck to try out because all of these are Vikings, as I think I mentioned in the previous deck profile, and they're pretty neat to try out with some of the new support, especially this Assault Halberd and the DoDoDo Draw. But more of a fun deck, and it's a very interesting one, like I said, as well, because of the different Xyz options you have, and you don't even have to, use your Xyz monsters. You have a great boss monster right here that can destroy stuff and has some neat attack. And like I said, Battle Guard Howling is an interesting thing to try out with warrior decks. So anyway, if you enjoyed the content, remember to subscribe. Also leave a like and a comment to show your support. Give me any suggestions if you have them for this deck. Like, if you happen to try this deck out, let me know what you think. Do you have problems with the consistency of it, or are you able to get things off relatively easy? That'd be pretty neat to chat about in the comments. Yeah, so anyway, this has been King of Feral Imps. Have a nice day.